Okay, here we are coming up on SIDESHOW Gallery. Tonight's opening is Joel Longenecker and Ignorance is Bliss.
200,000 RMB a year, and he's bringing over.
Hi, aren't you Willoughby? Hi, Willoughby. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? This is Willoughby Sharp. Did you like the show?
Yeah.
Are you a friend of Joel?
Yeah.
We are now. We are now. I met you a long time ago. A George-taking friend. Oh, really? Yeah.
It's Willoughby Sharp, who was the publisher and founder of Avalanche magazine, one of the first magazines that covered earth art back in the 70s. Long time New York art world personality.
When is it recording that, what you're saying?
Let's take a look. Oh, there's James Peterman. Rick Briggs. There's the famous Richard Tamperio, who runs the gallery. Hey, Rich. This piece is called Little Richer, 36 by 33 inches, oil on linen. Joel is carrying on the great New York tradition of abstract expressionism. This piece is called Young Mothers. Oil on canvas, 78 by 74. This is a very large, nice and brushy piece. Got a lot of heavy brush work. It's really built this up over a long period of time with a lot of scraping and pedimenti. And this piece is called And Then You Die. Oil on canvas, 90 by 96 inches. In a lot of ways, this does sort of represent the essence of what a lot of abstract expressionism and New York School painting was about. Large scale, painting with a lot of velocity, recognizing the paint as a material, viscous qualities. Oh, and here's James Little, one of the other great painters of Williamsburg. This piece is Blind Faith, 62 by 54 inches, oil on linen. You can see that he's using some very big brushes. They must be 6 inches wide. He's also got some large scraping that he's doing with a huge plaster knife. Really, the facture on these paintings is really marvelous. He's got a wonderful, sensitive use of color, contrast. Janet Bernatowski. Oh, here's the artist himself. Here's Joel Longenecker. Congratulations, the show looks good.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about... Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Tell me about the show. How long have you been working on this group of paintings?
2 years, roughly. Finished this big one. It was the last one I did. Finished that in March. So that's the fresh one. I wrapped it up in plastic. peeled the plastic off here in the gallery, and there was some wet paint there. So,
did you do some touch-ups on it?
actually, no. It's like to do shop class. You know, when the paint sort of moves around by the plastic, that's what I call it done.
That's it.
Only I know.
Now, what do you think of the current state of painting in New York these days?
Well, I mean, I'm happy. It's working for me. Current state of painting. I think it's really totally eclectic. It's hard to really pinpoint. I mean, there's obviously a lot of really cool instead of hot, you know, cool or versus hot sensibility. But I think it's look, it seems more and more inclusive with every passing year. And that's a great sign.
Do you think that abstraction seems to be getting a lot more attention these days than it was a couple of years ago?
I would say, yeah. You know, there was the show up at the National Academy.
That's right.
Stuff from
High Times, Hard Times.
That's right. So a lot of people have been talking about that. And I think it's time, you know. I mean, the whole pop thing has been
done
around,
to death.
You know, yeah. And so there's, you know, I think there's a lot of territory to be covered in abstraction. I certainly feel that way. I mean, I'm making it work. So.
Okay, so we're speaking here with Joel Longenecker. Congratulations. I hope the show is very successful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This piece is called Painter's Brag. Oil on linen, 62 by 54 inches. This piece is Float the Theory. Oil on linen, 62 by 54 inches. Kind of a feel of landscape in here. There's another very large piece. It's called Mystic Bliss. 90 by 96 inches. We're talking about 7.5 by 8 feet. Got a lot of chunky buildup on here. This one he's switched to a little cooler palette of analogous shades of blues, bluish grays. This is Giorgio's George, 62 by 54. There may be a little de Kooning creeping in there with his rich red browns. This piece is called Get Drift, 78 by 74 inches. I like this piece. This could be one of my favorite pieces in the show. It's got a very, very broad palette. And this is Frigidaire, 78 by 74 inches. James Kalm reporting on the Joel Longenecker Ignorance is Bliss show at Williamsburg's Sideshow Gallery. Thanks, Kate.